G'day punters, welcome to the mailbag, previewing a Makybe Diva Stakes Day big fat juicy card at headquarters, Flemington, rails in the true. Beautiful weather outside in the world's most livable city, Melbourne. It's becoming more and more torturous to not be allowed to enjoy it. Just sort of sat out the front there, just having a little dart, looking at my golf net, just thinking, I don't know what I'm thinking, but it's getting tough. And this is a card just stacked full of good ponies that, unfortunately, due to COVID and Racing.com's lack of consistent mounting yard coverage, we don't get to see them parade. And this is a sort of day where I'd sort of budget to spend twice the normal, backing ourselves to find a few angles from the yard. Some really nice young horses return. It's a really good meeting. You'll learn a stack up from it when you review it. And to help me try and preview what is a very tricky meeting, Pistol, Bernard Fanning, Anthony. How are you, great man?
I'm very good. And I mean, it's a very special day because not only is it Are You OK Day, which I think is very important. And if there's ever been a more important time to reflect on what this day actually means, it's probably right now, given the state of affairs in this state in particular, the world's most COVIDable. Shout out to everyone in WA. You've got it so bloody good at the moment, the world's least COVIDable. But I guess that time for reflection is what this day is all about. But it's also the Captain Jack Dickens' birthday. So, Dicko, I have to. I'm pretty sure you pulled the rug underneath me when I was, 32 earlier in the year.
Yeah, 33 today. Bit going on too, which I'm not going to say on the show, but a few more greys coming.
But are you officially back after yesterday? That's probably the big question. I mean, it may as well have been your birthday yesterday because you absolutely knocked it out of the park and got a few of the rough ones home, which just you haven't had the luck of late, but wowee.
Yeah, but even without the luck, we won midweek last week. Saturday, we backed Humidor at 20s, and we're going to deep dive into what was it called, the first roughie yesterday?
I think you like me, or I know you like me, or what is it?
No. I knew you were mine. We missed them. We backed at 30s, and that missed. Just somehow got outdone in a photo by a young apprentice, just torture, and it looked like we won. But we backed the price horse in the earlier, which...
Oh, zero doubt.
Yeah, zero doubt. We took 30s, 35s, 40s. Go back to log the results. $22 Betfair SP. Unbelievable. Someone knew something, and there was a significant change of tactics. So we're going to deep dive that on Monday morning. We also might deep dive the enormous drift on Think and Fly there. But luckily in that race, we found or threw out a little bit of a bet on Sunday Prey at $50 plus. So going good. Don't know how aggressive we'll be on Saturday. It does look a really tricky card.
Yeah.
And sort of the obvious horses you half find, they've the corporates haven't decided to let you on for anything here. They've kept them really, really safe. But yeah, hard times in Vic. We'll try and entertain you, even if we don't sort of declare any runners here. I'll declare one, but that's about it. If you do want to have a laugh, Google Yaya Toure and just see what Yaya is of FIFA 10 fame. Man City, sort of tall midfielder. You could sort of ping him from anywhere with him. He's a superstar player, but he's really put his foot in it overseas recently. It's an unbelievable story. Made me laugh, and I'm sure it'll make you laugh. Are you aware of what he's done?
I've got no idea what you're talking about.
Just Google Yaya Toure UNICEF charity match. He's been booted from the team.
I was going to say, should I be doing this now on the show, or should I wait a bit?
I'd wait a bit.
Okay.
We'll start with race 6, Peter. The rails in the true. Expect it to be pretty fair. Win from anywhere almost at Flemington, yeah?
Yeah, but there is 10 to 20 mils of rain forecast on the day. It is obviously a very fast draining track, but just be mindful. I think what we're basically getting at, and you touched on it with the corporates before, this is going to be one of those days where you're betting late, I would say. If you want to take a set early, good luck to you.
Yeah, so we're going to preview races 6 through to 9. If you want to get every single race by race, head to the mailbag.com.au. I'll give you a race by race sort of preview. I'll try and watch the ponies on the TV, but there's big fields here. Like, just looking at race 6, I'd say we're hundreds to see like Windstorm Parade without a jockey on and walk for a consistent amount of time because it's number 14.
Yep.
.com's sort of over-unders about horse number 8. So you might see Yulong January, but Windstorm, probably not. Let's start at race 6, where Windstorm's dominant favourite. It looks the winner. I found it yesterday. I just hope for sort of $4, $5. You know, maybe that was just childish behaviour, but I was hoping. No, $2.20. Poisonous price. I'm not interested at all in that, given what Peter said about the potential rain and number of factors. Race 6, I want to make sure they can sort of run on. This horse will be running on. Adelaide Ace, I think, interesting horse for Uncle Lindsay here. It was awful. Awful.
With no money at all for it.
It's a big money horse. You've got to watch what it does. I think that the other horse that interests me a fair bit here is Bumper Blast. I think better suited at 400 metres. I think it's a horse, if you ignore its last run, it's pretty impressive sort of preparation so far. It's a deep race with stacks of nice horses, but I think the two most progressive things here are Windstorm, and the better price is with number 11, Bumper Blast. If it's on pace and sort of favouring those sort of runners, I think Romancer, as always, I sort of tip it every week it's in, but that's because it puts itself into the race and it loves 400 metres at Flemington.
Yeah, I'm not going to add too much to that. I thought Romancer, if you're playing in this race, you probably have to have something on Romancer at the double figure quote, purely because it is just a strong horse and will put itself in the right spot. Bumper Blast, obviously, it does have that track and distance figure, but it's not a great figure, so to speak. It still probably needs to improve a little bit. And Windstorm's just running huge splits, but typically off slow tempo. Gate 3, probably back near towards last offence. Could be a pretty scary little spot for it in the straight. I kind of like this race as an in-play only race, with the just getting on the Betfair little, hitting the buttons in play and just getting an idea of where Pike is in run, trying to get an angle through which lane is he taking, and if he's taking one of the good lanes. I
think if you're not sort of betting on Saturday, you got something to do. Maybe you don't live in Victoria and you're allowed to go and do things. 1x3 Bumper Blast is the most intelligent way to wager in this race if you want to sort of set and forget. Race number 7, Peter, over the mile. This is Makybe Diva Stakes. Last year, Gadding, first half, knocked off Mystic Journey, who was $2 favourite. We've done a bit on this race. You can head to the mailbag.com.au. We did a segment with Gareth Hall and RSN. I think it was the previous week's one more so. But yeah, great race. Traditionally, this looks like a really good race. Makybe Bound was good, can improve. Vow Declare, hard to have. Fierce Impact scares me. Socibon doesn't want a mile. It's a 400-metre horse. Quick Thinker scares me slightly. Master of Wine, off the report from Scurry, and the fact that this is definitely a change of plan for me. I'm happy to risk it. I'd love to be able to watch it parade. And if it had improved dramatically in the coat, the mail was that its coat was furry and quite off. I think Perfect Jewels scares me a little bit, as does Gatting. However, I will be betting until it hurts on number 13, Russian Camelot. I think anything north of 260, 270 is good shopping. I'd mark it sort of 220 if it had a drawn barrier 7. It is going to need to be ridden very, very well, but we've got Damien Oliver on, who's as good or better than anyone. So, I don't know. The horse looks like it's flying. Everything says it's flying. I think it'll win this and it'll be favourite for the Cox Plate.
Yeah, I mean, I can't argue with that. Fierce Impact looks pretty much at the right price. I think Perfect Jewel looks a little bit short for mine. I'd be inclined to suggest if you're playing, you have to save on Kingswood Dream, just purely because the horse is producing good figures. It's running good splits. Don't think it was suited last start. Gate's a bit tricky. So I think with it and Russian Camelot, I just want to see those wider lanes in the straight and play if they're able to make ground, all that sort of thing. Don't have to bet now. probably get pretty similar sort of prices and quotes on the day. But I could imagine Russian Camelot being the one that really shortens up late.
Yeah, I didn't mention Kingswood Dream. I just thought with barrier 15, it's just a little bit sort of too well found at that price. But it definitely, it was very good first up. I black booked it. If they're running on in that sort of wide lane, which we'll know by now, it'll probably be a chop for me. There's a few here like Warning with the plate smasher Billy Egan on, who slaughtered 2 of them yesterday for us. I think he just wants further. Dallas, don't remember it's priced like it won in Adelaide. Like it lost an average race in Adelaide and it's single figures here. I don't get it.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. There's certainly other horses I'd rather be with than Dalasan. Yeah.
I just thought the race is kind of, you can get rid of a few of them if you want to, and then you can sort of wind in Russian Camelot and get busy.
Yeah.
Race 8, Peter, 1,200 metres down the straight. Six furlongs down the straight there. Just past the P&O ship cruise as they go past the pre-mounting yard. God, I miss the place. I haven't been there for, feels like a year. Oh. Look, I'm going to keep this short. I'll do my best to watch these horses on the TV. There's 11 of them. We're a chance of getting all of them on TV. Yeah, they message me when I keep blowing up, so I know you're watching. Just please, like these sort of races with the younger horses, more important than even the Makybe Diva race.
Yeah.
So if you could get us all of these horses with a nice even walk for all of them, so it's the same for every horse, so we can draw a comparison between each pony, greatly appreciated. Off what I've seen the horses do and their numbers, I think if Personal wins, it'll win the 1,000 guineas. Paying a little bit of money for it to suggest it might be forward. Scary. But I just want to follow the money with Ranting. I think you're getting a fair price. It was enormous last start. Huge. Massive. Very worried with the stable that they'll think, oh, we rode it cold last start and it really got home great. It was great to start before when you set it on pace. If you settle last here down the straight, I don't think you'll win. But if you settle just stalking the forward horses, I think you'll be very, very hard to beat and you'll run a place. I think Ranting's a value on the card each way. Race 8, number 7, Ranting. Great race. Really keen to see him parade.
Yeah. I've just got one comment up the top of my notes. It just says too hard. There's just horses. There's form lines coming from everywhere. Personal's got that win at the track, which obviously comes into its favour, and it's coming out of the Slipper, which is a race I've got plenty of time for. But so is Prague. It's had 3 trials. Ranting, as you said, good splits again late, despite not being suited.
And that was by like the Caulfield car park. Like we said, It swiped a small key card at Caulfield Station. It was that wide. Every other horse that was in the finish went up the inside, even the horses from the back. He circled a lot of them.
I mean, even this Anna Visto for Price and Kent, I mean, that stable's hooning at the moment.
And it was good last start.
Yeah, big splits. It's not quite the Tatura late splits, but for Mornington.
But we saw what the Tatura late splits did to a Saturday race last week in Moon Valley. It absolutely killed them, and the market just really honed in upon it. Yeah.
It's a really tough race.
Yeah, and a really tough race for me to suggest whether you're back Ranting now or wait. Ranting was $8 out to $18 at Caulfield and ran enormous. Yesterday, Succeed Indeed was $3 out to $6, and I don't think Lockie King even had a whip on him. If he did, he didn't need it. It was a really good poster for the racing administration who's trying to appease people who don't follow racing, who never will follow racing and will only be happy when racing is stopped. But that horse went enormous yesterday, Succeed Indeed, knocked us off. And the market hated it. I think the market just doesn't love Leon and Troy Corsons. It's less relevant with their horses. Ranting probably drifts. Don't know, though. Gray. Race 9, Peter. Lucky last. 1,100 metres. Dash down the straight. No turns. This will be chaos. There's a stack of ponies. You will not see them all parade. We probably should have talked this out before we started filming this, because, God, what do you want me to say here?
It's almost impossible, but I think
Menage is the most likely. But Standoff seems big odds to me. That's what I will say.
Yeah, I mean, Standoff has got that track distance figure under its
Yeah.
belt already. It's enormous odds, but I mean, you look at the jock and trainer, and I guess that's probably why the market's just ignored it. Yosemite is the horse that I've got on top, and it is Pike in the last, but it's $15 Pike in the last. Just fat splits last start again, and it's coming from a different form line. It won first up, comes into this. It seems to map particularly well. Pike can just basically do what he does best and just stalk and camp off them. I think it's a big price, and the market will find this horse and it'll crush it. Jenny's Rainbow, horse that was at the abandoned Moonee Valley meeting.
Top King Jr.
Yeah, just putting a line straight through that. If you went off its first start, its debut performance, I think it would be almost, again, half the quote. And another horse that's of interest is Smokin' Val, which is also nominated in Adelaide. But
great name.
If it gets a run here, it's got Ollie on board. Again, another horse that just seems to get into the nice spot, and has some decent enough figures from its first up win. So there's a few there at odds.
I thought one of the more interesting horses in this race and on the whole day was Swats That. Big win at Bendigo on debut. Then they typically they went and tried to play like first grade straight away after debuting in like the fourth. It trialled pretty nice. It was a better trial than Think and Fly. Think and Fly went awful yesterday though. So and it priced. Geez, I have not given you an opportunity to back this horse. So that's way too short. What it is, but like we just said with Dawson's horses, this thing might be $12 come jump, and if it is, I'll probably be on.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was third favourite in the Percy Sykes behind Away Game and Dame Giselle. It's a pretty decent form line. We've seen horses like Forbidden Love's come out and won since. Chianti won first up this prep. Vangelic's run okay. It's a pretty decent form line. So, yeah, I think that's probably why the market's got it pretty tight.
Forbidden Love actually ties back into the Yaya Toure. If you're bored, punters, we might put in the EDM this week. I'll find a good article on it. It's a bloody funny story.
Oh,
just wonderful. the world they live in. It's just completely different to us.
Yeah,
disgusting behaviour, but very, very funny. Peter, best value lay. My best is Russian Camelot to win the Makybe Diva. My value can be Ranting. My lay will be on the hub. I'll take my time and find one, and I'll write it in detail. Peter.
I'll just throw out value with Yosemite in the last. But
then you'll probably have something for you at Belmont, punters.
Oh, no. There's just a complete nutter in Sydney. Complete nutter.
Oh. What about Belmont? They called it a good fall yesterday. I tuned in for a couple to watch a couple of ours run around. They were kicking up the turf.
Yeah, it's getting tired. It's still got a little way to go, but it's starting to get towards the end of the Belmont season.
All right, punters, that's us. We've got so much betting advice. AFL, flying, Candine, they're betting every day because they're playing every day. Outstanding information. Curly is flying. I've got you covered at Flemington. Each and every race, a yard report plus some unit betting advice if I find one I want to back. Peter's Gropers, which again, no, I won't say that every time, is going to be betting at Belmont. And we've also, as you've just heard, got a big bet in Sydney. He doesn't bet in Sydney often. When he does, normally lands a blow. And we've got Rob Scurry, who's looking for his 7th straight winning set in Sydney. Hooning. That's us, punters. I hope you have a great weekend. If you're in Victoria, I hope you're doing as best as you can. Sign up to the mailbag.com.au. Get the EDM. I'll make sure the Yaya Toure story is in there to give you a little laugh. It'll kill 5 to 10 minutes and make you smile. More so the blokes. Probably. If you hate soccer players, you'll love it too.